Hi everyone, welcome to my Arma 3 Antistasi Ultimate with RHS factions, and this is a Permadeath series, so whenever I die, it just ends. I thought that'd be a fun way to make a little series, and it would have a clear ending and a nice goal. So, sorry you're looking at my back right now. I forgot to record like an intro footage, but that's okay. We're gonna start moving here real soon. And I just loaded on to the Tanoa map, and I have a little starter loadout ready. This is the bolt action rifle, and I think it's the Scorpion little machine pistol. But anyway, I usually like to start out by finding some roadblocks because they're pretty easy to take out, and they usually have really good gear. So I got 3 guys with me, and I'm spawning in an off-road truck and telling them to get in. Now, if you know the map at all, you can kind of see that my HQ position is pretty much directly to the south of like the normal one where Antistasi usually sets you up at. But I noticed that place really sucks. Like, it just spawns stuff in that little castle, and it's impossible to get vehicles in there, and the AI just bugs out. And so I just put my HQ a little bit to the south in that field. Now we're cutting to the city, and there's like a patrol and a magic dog that teleports. But I thought about taking these guys out, but usually they don't have great gear, and with the patrols you gotta watch out because there could be more and they could come at you from any direction. So I like the roadblocks, but there should be one just up here. There it is. And I'm trying something new this time. I'm telling my guys to get out, and I'm telling them to walk over that field just to the left of the roadblock. And I don't know what the guy in the yellow is doing. He's going straight to the roadblock, but that's okay. Just gonna speed it up a little bit here because they just take forever to do anything. But I'm telling them to go walk over to that field. They're still in civilian clothing, so they're not gonna get like shot at or anything. And I tell them to take cover, which doesn't work out very well. You can see they're just standing there. So what I end up having to do is just I individually tell them to go into each bush, like just wherever I can find a position. I tell each one to go to, and that seemed to work pretty well actually. They seem to stay hidden. And you can see them just running around, and so now I'm just checking to see if we're gonna get snuck up on behind us. I don't think so. And then I try to creep forward on this roadblock, and then we start the fight. And my guys instantly start firing on them. I throw a grenade right at the truck, but it's not very good. I didn't dome that guy though. It was pretty impressive. And I just dome another guy. And then I try to get an angle on this guy, but it's not really working out for me. Took him out. And just like that, we took the roadblock. Not too bad. I just tell my guys to regroup on me, and I'm gonna start running up and start looting these guys. I left all the looting in. I just sped it up really fast. You can let me know in the future if you want to see the whole thing or if I should just cut it out. I figured for the first video, I'll just keep it all in, and you can kind of see what I'm doing still. And then at this point, one of my guys says he sees an attack boat, which are super dangerous, and I start hearing this vehicle coming up on us, and I think that's just it. We're done. But it's just that red truck again for some reason. I never did see that attack boat, but Unfortunately, no one had any ARs in this roadblock, but there was just one I saw, but they were mostly shotguns, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm not sure how good they are in this game. But here I am just running around, seeing if I got everyone. Checking out our loot, and oh, here I am putting on some armor in case we get into a tussle. And so I try something a little weird here. I tell 2 and 3 to get in the truck, and then I try to get number 4 to get in that off-road, but so I try to get him to go in. Because I really want both these vehicles. I mean, we spent $200 on that off-road. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but he decides to get in the passenger seat. I'm like, come on, buddy. Get out. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get back in. Maybe if I look at it different, he'll get in the driver's seat. No, he just gets back in the passenger seat. Apparently, I pull out my shotgun in frustration. I'm about to shoot him. Just kidding. I just decided that we can all ride home in the Humvee, or whatever this thing is. From my experience, money isn't, like, too bad at the beginning. It's just not super necessary. But anyway, that was a successful mission. And then I just end up fast traveling back to the HQ and emptying the contents of the Humvee into our arsenal. I don't think we unlocked anything, but that's okay. And I just tell my guys to get out so I can put this Humvee in the garage so we can use it later. I'm not sure how useful it'll be. It's probably worth some money when the black market comes available to us. And I restore my units and they're all good. Now I go over to Petro and ask him very nicely for a supply mission, and lucky for me, it happens to be at the town closest to us. I don't really think there's another town for a while, so kind of makes sense that it's close to us. Load up the cargo and tell one of my guys to get in the truck. But I really want to bring all 3 up because I really don't want to die. Obviously. So I'm like, oh, I'll just buy another vehicle for them to go in. It's like, all right, a quad is $100, and then we can't stay undercover, so I'll just spend the extra $200 on an off-road. And I tell them to get in. Eventually. And they take their sweet time. But they do end up getting in the driver's seat, which is very nice. I'm like, cool, this is working perfect. And then they just sit there. I'm like, come on, guys. Tell them to regroup. It's like, oh, they're coming. And he decides to do some off-roading, which is fine. For now. And then we're off to the city. And all's going well, and then I look back, and he just plows right into that pole. Great. And then he just sits there for a while. Maybe he has a headache after that one. Not exactly sure. And then he just decides to sit there. I'm like, what the heck, man? Come on. And he's just sitting there. He's not falling. So I tell him to move and then regroup. And then he just beelines it towards me. He's right in the grass now. So I say, all right, if you want to do that, I'll just tell you to move to the city. Hopefully you'll take roads then. And then as you can see, he was going strong for a little bit, and then he just decides to back up into the right off the dam. So I try to tow him out. That doesn't really work. And then he just decides to walk to the city, which is, come on, man. So I decide to see if I can reverse out of myself. I don't want to run over number 4, so I tell him to get in. And then I'm like, oh, that was super easy. Why did you give up that easy? So I tell him to come back. And then they both want to sit together. I can't get them to get in the driver's seat for any reason. So I'm like, all right, I'll just tow them. And that doesn't work. What the heck, guys? So I just take control of number 3, and then number 4 runs around and gets in the driver's seat finally. And then I can't get number 3 to stay in the truck. So finally I get him to stay, and number 2 is over here crawling around for some reason. So I send 3 and 4 off, tell number 2 to get back in the truck, and then we're off the city. And then they just want to turn around for some reason and back up the rest of the way, and I'm like, no, let's not do that. And then they stop, and this is just the joys of Arma AI. I really don't remember it being this bad, but I get them to follow me for a little bit, and it looks like they're going good now again. And they run into this red truck, and they both get hurt from it. I'm like, what the heck, guys? So I'm like, all right, just walk over there. And then here I am setting up, waiting for them to come back. I sped it up a little bit more now, even though it's already pretty fast. But there's this patrol that's like in the wrong area, so I reposition myself because when I get out, I'm gonna be on the left side, so I'm gonna need to use the truck as cover. But waiting for them to get in a good position, I turn around again because they're on the other side of the road, and now I get out and we start. And I missed that super easy shot, but it's okay. I just spam with my little pistol, and I throw a grenade right at a surrendering man, but he wasn't surrendering when I threw it, okay? And then get that guy. I keep thinking there's this guy in this. Oh, there's a guy right there too. But I think there's a guy in this house, and I can't really get to him, but it's okay. At one point, I think this tree is a guy for a little bit. Like, what the heck? I knew I saw a guy go in there, so I'm like, alright, it's a good time to reload. Make sure everything's all good. And I see him. There he is. Perfect. And I reload my Scorpion, even though I think I already did, but just gotta be safe. And then I try to run after number 3 to heal him, but he doesn't want it. And then I knew this guy had an AR, and I really want it, so I pick that up off of him, grab his ammo, and that ends up being a really good idea for me. I would not have made it if I did not pick up this AR. So if y'all are playing with RHS factions, and try to get rid of that bolt action as quick as possible. Even though it's a pretty good rifle, it's just the AR is very good. And then my guys keep shooting at someone, and I have no idea where he is. Like usual, I'm very oblivious to enemy positions. So I'm like, alright, I'll just start the supply. And then I'm eyeing up this hotel this whole time. I really want some good cover. I run up here. Just to find out that the dang door is locked. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm getting shot at over here. And I see these 2 guys, and I just one-shot that guy. And then his buddy's a little squirmy. He keeps running around. But I end up getting him, looks like. And I almost take out the civilian in the crossfire, but just missed him. And I one-shot that guy from far away. That's what I'm saying. Like, the AR is great. It does the same, or maybe even more damage than the bolt action, and the fire rate is way better. So Uh, here's that civilian trying to get shot again, but um, let's see. I try to heal number 3. I tell him to come here, and then shoot at that guy a little bit, and then heal Mr. Number 3 over here. Then I send him off on his way, and then I yell at number 4 to get over here too. Heal him up. Doing voiceovers is so weird. I can hear my voice and it's messing me up. Anyway, I keep looking around because we're kind of exposed over here. There's not a lot of cover behind us. I'm like, well, I don't really know what to do here. I keep looking around. Like, if there's anyone over there, they're just gonna have free reign on us, but I'm not exactly sure what to do. And I just make them, not yet. And I just make a mad dash to this pink building, do a sick bunny hop, and then I'm looking at these windows and I'm like, I cannot see anything out of here. So I'm like, well, that wasn't a great idea. But looking around and it's like, not really any enemies. What's going on? Why isn't the timer going down? And it turns out there's some people right there. And I kind of panic and kind of just spam him, but then lock in a little bit and take his buddy out. And then going to this pink building might have been a good idea because there's some people directly in front of me now that probably would have had a good sight on us if I hadn't moved. So. And then number 2 gets taken out. Or is it number 3? Maybe both of them, I don't know. But it's looking like number 3. And I don't want number 2 to go after him because he's just gonna get shot. So I end up dragging him myself and start reviving him. And then he's so willing to get back in the fight that he teleports out there and gets right back in there. And then I notice number 4 is shot, so I have to drag him over here. Start reviving him. Then I notice Mr. Tan Man over there is down once again, so I have to run over. Make sure I don't get shot. And he just wants to stay in the fight. He does not want to be dragged. I have to go right up on him. And they end up seeing me and I get shot at. And I end up taking one, but it's okay. And he just doesn't want to be revived either. He's just very stubborn. He wants to be in the fight no matter what. I ended up being able to revive him. It is hard to talk when I can hear myself. And then, oh, I actually do end up seeing this guy, but the hitbox on this house is gigantic. So I get no shots on him. That's okay. And then I'm just serving as a medic at this point because I do not want to die. I'll let my teammates handle the shooting. And they're actually doing pretty good with these little scorpion pistols. Especially because the other people have real guns, so. Take some more shots at whoever's over here. And then I see we finished the supply run and I'm just like, let's get out of here. I make a mad dash to the truck with no cover. Tell everyone to get in. And 3 and 4 listened very well, but number 2 just did not want to leave. He wanted to stay in the fight no matter what. He just was very stubborn. I'm waiting for him. It's Mr. Tan Man, of course. And I'm looking in these trees and I'm like, what the heck? So I tell him to get in again. And he doesn't listen. He's like, nah, I'm getting both of these guys no matter what. I'm like, what the heck? And I noticed 3 and 4 are just like staring directly over there. And I'm like, why can't I see this guy? Like, oh. If I look on the map, I'm just terrible at spotting people in brush, apparently. Try to tell number 2 to at least get out of the house, and he's not having it. And my teammate just throws this magnificent grenade and just eviscerates that guy. I mean, I don't think there's anything left. I'm like, alright. Now you have to be ready, number 2. And he still will not come out of his little corner there. What the heck? And I try to just like, you know what, I'm just gonna fast travel. Screw you, number 2. But it doesn't work. There's another guy picking on his buddy. Finally able to take him out. I don't know what number 2 was doing. I mean, he wanted to fight so bad, and then he just sits there in the corner. But anyway, now I can fast travel out of there. At this point, my dog's been whining for like 30 seconds, and I'm starting to get worried. So I'm like rushing to get everyone out. Put my AR in the arsenal. Put the truck away. And then get these guys dismissed so I can save the game and get out of here. And then after that little commercial break, we're back. And you can see I have a bunch of people loaded up in my truck. 5 to be exact. And we're headed over here to the resources because I'm feeling a little bold. Hopefully we can take these resources, get some good guns, and maybe a little bit extra money. So here we are, and I'm like, where is everybody? It's gonna be very easy. But then there's this one patrol that pops off. So I tell everyone to get out. Very slowly, of course. They have to get out one by one. And I tell them to go to the east side of this building over here. Very slowly again. And I tell them to take cover again. Hopefully it'll work this time. And it actually does look like it did. They at least moved around. I'm like, alright. This is probably a good time. Try to use this armored vehicle as cover. I think I hit the vehicle hitbox that time. I definitely got on that time. And this is why I like using this new technique. They're all distracted by my friendlies over there. Even though a good amount of them are dying, my friendlies, but I think it's a good distraction so I can take out these enemies. As you can see, I can just like shoot at them, and they're not really caring too much. And it looks like they surrendered. That's why I like shot at that bush. And these guys are a little bit better armored than the people before, so they're taking a little bit more shots. And I decided this is a good time to check the inventory of the truck. There's no guns in it. I think that's what I was looking for, was an AR. But it seems pretty quiet. And I cannot toss these grenades very far at all. I wish I could get a little bit more distance. That's okay. I try to heal up this guy, but it's just not working for some reason. He does not want to be healed. So I just tell him, whatever, just regroup. I get in the truck because I want to move up to the flag here. And this guy's doing a very good job with his back turned towards the enemy. Very proud of him. And I kind of parked the truck here because at least I have cover to my right side and in front of me. And all my friendlies are behind me, so it should be semi-safe. So I clear this building. Make sure all is well. I'm too fat to get through the door, so I have to go forward. And I'm kind of just in disbelief over here because that was really easy. So I'm just like, all right. I like don't want to go up to the flag. It's like too good to be true. I want to heal up this guy, but it's just not working again. And I have first aid kits. I just don't know what's happening. But anyway, he should be able to heal himself. He's a medic. I'm like cautiously looking around, like this was too easy. And just like that, I took resources, and I look at this pole because I think it's a flag pole, because I'm trying to buy some loot boxes. Now, I did set it up, what's it called? In the settings, that the loot boxes have a lot greater distance. I don't know, I just wanted to be able to pick up all the loot I could, so I did change a couple things just because it's a solo playthrough, but nothing too major. I load that one back up in the truck, and then I go to get another one just to make sure that I have everything. I think we end up getting another gun. Not too bad. There we go. 2 more guns. Load that one in the truck. And then... oh, I want to garrison some troops just because these resources do get attacked sometimes. So just going to the commander menu. And I only have 3 HR, so I can only get 3 guys, but should be fine for now. And I'm like, well, I guess we're done here. That was super easy, so let's fast travel back to the HQ. And I try not to run over my guys, even though it's very tempting. But while I'm getting all the loot back in here, just wanted to say thank you for watching. And obviously this video was a voiceover. Wanted to ask y'all if y'all like the voiceover or if y'all like the live commentary better. Me personally, there's differences. Sometimes it's kind of hard to talk while you're playing, but they're easy to record the live commentary, but this is also fun. I can kind of think of what I'm going to say before and edit it a little bit. I gotta put this vehicle away before I can get that loot box in the arsenal. Just kind of weird how that works. And then I can't really tell if that worked or not, but we didn't unlock anything from it, but that's okay. And I'm just checking now. One of the deals with too used to playing RLS, Antistasi, or the RHS factions, is there's so many different M4s variants that it takes a little time to unlock them. I did decrease the limit from 25 to 15, just because it is a solo playthrough, but so once we get 15 rifles, we'll be able to unlock them, which is nice. But we didn't unlock anything at all, which is kind of sad, but I did want some helmets or some armor at least, but that's okay. But anyway, that we laid a good foundation for what's to come. Anyway, thanks for watching. See y'all.